Hey everyone, I am Elizabeth Sherman from Total Health by Elizabeth, and today what I wanted to talk about is how confusing nutrition and exercise has gotten for everyone. There's so much information out there, and I'm sure that if you are watching this, you have done some sort of watching or Googling of which diet is right for me, or should I work out this way, or what exercises should I do. And when we do that, there's so much information out there, and it's all really good information. However, not all of it is right for everybody. Some of it is right for certain people, but not all of it is right for everyone. And so there are a few things that you want to look at when determining what you should be eating and how you should be working out. And so where I want to start is with everyone, regardless of whether you're male or female, hormones are going to be a huge impact on whether you gain weight or whether you lose weight, whether you build muscle or whether you lose fat. And so that's a really good overarching thing to think about. Where are you in your life? Because a woman who is over 40 years old is going to have a very different experience exercising and eating than a young man who's in his 20s. So, for example, a young man who's in his 20s is going to be really high in testosterone, and he's going to be able to build muscle very quickly and lose fat, and he can probably eat whatever the hell he wants. But if you are a woman over the age of 40 or 45, you know that you can no longer do that. You can't on the weekends go out and have drinks, and then on Monday morning just go for a 6-mile run and have those calories wiped away. As we age, our metabolism just changes. Our hormones are more influential in how our body responds to those outside factors. Those outside factors being how we eat, how we exercise, how much sleep we need, right? And then also how much stress we have and how we take in those stressors. So, when we're talking about hormones and whether, health in general, those are some things that you really need to think about. So, as we get to be older, unfortunately, women, we need to pay more attention to the quality of food that we're eating. And so what that means is that we can't really get away with those protein drinks or protein bars. I'm not saying that you can't have them. I'm just saying that you can't substitute them for every single meal and expect that your body isn't going to have some sort of impact from that. So that's something to consider. The other thing to think about is when we're eating, when we're designing what diet we want to have, we want to make sure that we have lots of vegetables. And you've heard this before. I'm not telling you anything new. But vegetables, I love them because I love to eat, and I like to eat large portions. And what vegetables do is they're very low in calories. They're high in fiber and nutrients. And so what they're going to do is they're going to fill you up. And when your stomach is fuller, then you're not tempted to eat those other things that maybe you shouldn't be. I don't want to say you shouldn't be eating, because there's nothing that's off limits, but those things that you might not want to eat as much, like starches, like candy, like pastries and things like that. So by filling your stomach up with the good stuff that your body needs, because your body needs the micronutrients and the phytochemicals and all that stuff from your fruits and vegetables, but you really want to stay away from those foods that have less that are more calorie dense, that have less nutritional value. In any event, these are some things that you want to start working towards. And again, I'm talking about as we age, we really need to pay more attention to the quality of our diet. Now, as far as exercise goes, as we age, what we want to do is we want to increase the intensity of our workouts, but we want to decrease the overall length of your workouts. And I fell into this trap. So for the longest time, I would go out and I would run. And, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, but the body perceives long-term duration workouts like spin class, like running, things like that as stressors. And, exercise is a stress. But what we want to do is we want to be able to control that. So as you age, you can't just go out for runs and think about calories in versus calories out. What you need to think about is the quality of your workouts. So you want to increase the intensity of your workouts. You want to decrease the length. And so what happened with me is I was running for an hour a day every single day, and I wasn't able to lose the weight that I thought that I should be, because I was doing the numbers. I saw that I was burning X number of calories through my running, and I was tracking my food. I knew how many calories I was taking in every single day. And so the math just didn't add up. And what I found was that those long duration runs were actually creating a stress on my body. And so my body was responding by holding on to the nutrients that it needed in order to function properly. So those are just some of the things that you want to think about as we age. And the other thing is that once I stopped running, I started walking. I started doing short, intense workouts, 20 minutes in length. Then what happened is I immediately dropped the weight that I needed to. Additionally, when I started doing that, I also stopped having these hunger cravings, and my energy actually got a lot better. So, those things that are coming at you, the way that you eat, the way that you exercise, the way that you react to stress, and how much you're sleeping are all going to affect how you feel. There are a few biomarkers that you really want to pay attention to, and that is how hungry you are. If you find that you're just walking around all day super hungry, it doesn't have to be that way. You actually want your hunger to be low. And that's another really good reason for adding vegetables into your diet. They fill you up. The other thing is you want your energy to be stable. And so how you do that is through making sure that you have enough nutrients. Again, eating vegetables. I know it comes back to this every single time. And then also your cravings. So you shouldn't really be having lots of cravings. And if you're having afternoon cravings, that could be just a habit, or it could be your body telling you that your blood sugar is low. And so there are some things that you can do to stabilize that a little bit. Also, the other two things are how's your mood and how's your sleep. So being able to, have, I don't want to say, or not have mood swings is definitely something that you want to do. And, I don't think that we really think about how our food and exercise influences our mood and our sleep. But they definitely do. So in any event, some things that I want to take away from this video is there are certain biomarkers, again, that will tell you exactly if you're exercising and eating right for your body. And that, again, is your hunger level. So if your hunger is all over the map, then you really want to pay attention to your exercise and your eating. The other thing is your energy levels. So you don't want to have wild fluctuations in energy. Dips in the afternoon can be changed. So that doesn't have to be the way life is. You can actually eat differently in the morning in order to smooth those energy levels out a little bit. Number 3 is your cravings. So if you're having cravings, then chances are that you have a little bit too much sugar or starch in your diet. So you would probably want to lower that. And then also your mood and your sleep. So how are you reacting to stresses in your life? And are you getting enough sleep? So sleep is super important. And what's the other thing here is that everyone's body is completely different. So your friend who goes out and runs and you're the same age, you might not be able to do that because, again, our hormones are completely different, and your hormones are what's going to influence how your body responds to your eating and your exercise. So, by paying attention to those biomarkers, what's going to happen is you get to decide the diet that's right for you, and not paying attention to any other any other books or diets or anything like that. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you have a great day. Again, if you have anything that you want me to talk about in future videos, I would welcome you to put it in the comments. Or if you don't want your network to see you writing in the comments of some random person's video, then you can message me. That's totally fine. And I do actually have some folks who've already messaged me, and I have some really good topics to talk about in the upcoming days. So have a fantastic weekend. Today is Friday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.